let us take the next example. Here you want to find the volume of a solid whose base is the disk, x square plus y square is less than or equal to 1. So, that is painted blue here, that is the disk, it is a solid. So, you get the circle along with the points inside it, that is why you call it a disk. So, that is the disk where the base is, base of the solid is, and then the cross sections by planes perpendicular to the y axis. So, if you take any cross sectional area, but take the slice or the cross section of the solid by taking a plane which is perpendicular to y axis, that is parallel to xz plane, then you will get the limits for y as -1 and 1. So, that is how it happens on the y axis, that is how it gives y equal to -1 to y equal to 1, and it forms an isosceles right triangle with one leg in the disk. So, it is an isosceles triangle. So, this leg is equal to this leg, side of these two becomes same, that is what it says, with one leg in the disk. Then, so we are really using the cross sectional area perpendicular to the y axis instead of x axis here. So, our integrals will correspond similarly with respect to y, and this cross sectional area has to be written as a function of y. Okay. So, what is the cross sectional area here? Since it is a triangle, we know it is a triangular area. So, all that we get is half times half its base and the height, but they are same, that is same thing as the leg in the disk. So, it is half times leg square. But what is exactly the leg? The leg lies between two, say y equal to -1 to y equal to 1, and it is inside the disk, x square plus y square less than or equal to 1. So, if you take any y here 0 to y, let us say this way. So, the length is y, then this length will be square root of 1 minus y square root, because it is in the circle x square plus y square equal to 1. So, that x coordinate will be this, and then on the other side you have similarly it is this length. So, you may say it is 2 times 1 minus y square, right. Is it so? It is half into square root of 1 minus y square plus again the same thing. So, it is 2 times square root of 1 minus y square, and leg is equal to that much, 2 times square root of 1 minus y square. So, half leg square will be this one into its square, and that simplifies to 2 into 1 minus y square. So, the cross sectional area we know, then we can compute the volume, and we know the limits for y are -1 and 1. So, the volume will be equal to -1 to 1 area of that cross sectional area A of y dy. So, that just plugging in we get 2 integral -1 to 1 minus y square dy, and its integral, one integral gives you y square gives y cubed by 3. So, this is to be evaluated at 1 and -1 and then subtracted. So, that you compute and you see that it is equal to 8 divided by 3. Okay. So, sometimes we may have the need to, the problem itself dictates whether you take the x axis or you take the y axis or the z axis, whichever is appropriate to the problem, we will be taking that. Here in this problem it is already given that the cross section by planes perpendicular to the y axis. So, that means we have to choose cross sectional area in terms of y, we have to choose to express that in terms of y, that gives the volume as 8 divided by 3. So, let us take some more problems. So, this is the first problem. We want to find the volume of the solid that lies between planes perpendicular to the x axis at x equal to -1 and at x equal to 1. So, you have the x axis, there is a plane here x equal to -1 and the plane here x equal to 1. So, within this the solid lies, and that is its projection to x axis is -1 to 1. Okay. Now, the cross sections perpendicular to the x axis are circular discs. So, once you take at any point x here, you will get a circular disc, that is the cross section, whose diameter runs from the parabola y equal to x square to y equal to 2 minus x square. So, its diameter, it is this one, is really within two parabolas, right. So, maybe something like this, not exactly. So, one end of that is in one of the parabolas x square, the other end is at another parabola which is 2 minus x square. So, that means we have to compute first this diameter, then get the circular area. Okay. So, let us see it exactly how it looks. So, this is how it is. We have one parabola which is y equal to x square, another parabola is y minus y equal to 2 minus x square, and the diameter of that cross sectional area lies between these two parabolas. Okay. Say one parabola is here, another is there on the other side. So, that is the diameter of the circle. Okay. So, now how do we get the diameter? Diameter will be the difference between the y coordinates. So, that gives 2 minus x square as from the one parabola, and the other one is x square. So, it is minus x square, that is the diameter, right. So, it is really 2 minus 2x square, that is the diameter. So, it is really a circle going below also, that is the cross sectional area, it is a circle, it is a circular disc. So, the area of that disc, which is the cross sectional area, will be equal to pi into diameter square, right. But we are taking only half of that here. So, the cross sections perpendicular to the x axis are circular discs. So, what happens here? It is only half of that is shown here. So, that half will be equal to pi divided by 4 into radius square. However, we want directly the circle, then we can really do that. It is simply pi by 4 into diameter square, is that it is pi r square, but we are taking diameter. So, it is pi into d by 2 square or pi by 4 diameter square, and this cross sectional area will be equal to pi by 4 into diameter is 2 minus 2x square, its whole square, and that simplifies to pi into 1 minus 2x square plus x fourth. So, once this is achieved, it will be easier to compute the volume just by a formula. Volume will be from -1 to 1, which is already given in the problem, and the a x, which is pi into 1 minus 2x square plus x fourth, its integral. So, one integral is x, and x square is x cubed by 3, 2 remains, x fourth is x fifth by 5, and this is to be evaluated at 1 and -1 and subtracted. So, that would give rise to 16 pi divided by 5. So, here you see we have not really plotted the whole solid, how does it look, but we have already the information that it is from -1 to 1. So, it is something like a right cylindrical type, but not exactly cylinder, it is not uniform. At x it is of this circle, at another point x it will be a smaller circle or maybe bigger circle, depending on where this x is, right. So, that is how it looks, but it is enough to find the cross sectional area, because anyway it will be plugged in the integral. So, that is what we have to plot in the figure, how to get the area of the cross section. Okay. So, let us take the next problem. Okay. Find the volume of the solid that lies between planes perpendicular to the x axis at x equal to -1 and x equal to 1. So, the solid now lies between two planes perpendicular to the x axis at x equal to -1, x equal to 1. So, we got the limits for x. That means, we must have the cross sectional area expressed in terms of x. Now, the cross sections perpendicular to the x axis between these planes are squares. So, it is a simpler one, it is squares whose diagonals run from the semicircle y equal to square root of 1 minus x square with negative sign to the semicircle y equal to square root of 1 minus x square. So, it is a square whose diagonals are of this type, not the sides, fine. So, what we do? We want to find area of that cross sectional cross section. So, since it is a square, then its area will be equal to half into diagonal square, right, because if the side is some a and its diagonal is root 2a. So, a square means it is half of diagonal square, and since we have the diagonal will be between y equal to minus square root of 1 minus x square to y equal to square root of 1 minus x square. So, the length of the diagonal will be, this one is bigger, square root of 1 minus x square minus that, which gives 2 into square root of 1 minus x square. We have to take its square and multiply with half. So, that gives 2 into 1 minus x square. So, that is how we get the cross sectional area. So, once the cross sectional area is obtained, we know already the limits. So, the volume will be equal to minus 1 to 1 ax dx integral, that gives 2 integral minus 1 to 1, and it is 1 minus x square, it is 2 into 1 minus x square, 2 we have taken out dx. So, that gives 1 as the integral x square as x cubed by 3. So, it is 2 times x minus x cubed by 3 evaluated at 1 and minus 1 and then subtracted. So, that simplifies to 8 divided by 3. So, here of course, the problem itself simplifies a lot for us. We have not even found out the picture, nothing. We just look at what will be the diameter or the diagonal of that square, which is the cross section. Since everything is given in the problem, we did not have the need to plot it, and that became easier. Okay. So, let us take another problem. Here we have to we want to find the volume of a solid that lies between planes perpendicular to the y axis. So, that means we may have to express the cross sectional area in terms of y, and the planes are y equal to 0 and y equal to 2, between which the solid lies. So, we have the limits for y which are 0 and 2. Now, what about the cross sections? The cross sections perpendicular to the y axis are circular discs. So, that means at any point y, if you take choose any point at y, then that will be a circular discs, right. That is how it will look. That will be the cross sectional area. And what is the constant on that circular disc? Those discs with half diameters running from the y axis to the parabola. So, it is not this way. So, it says that the circular disc diameter runs from y axis to the parabola y equal to square root of 5 minus x square. So, that means this exactly will be the diameter. If this is our parabola y x equal to y equal to root 5 x square, or since it is from y axis we are taking, let us take this way, x equal to root 5 y square. So, this is how it will look like, fine. Had you taken the other way, but anyway diameter runs from that to x equal to minus 5 root y, answer will be same, right. Volume is positive anyway here. So, it is positive. So, we take the diameter this way and plot the picture on the first quadrant. So, once this is diameter, you have a circular disc here, right. So, that is how the solid is. So, in fact, everywhere it is circular, the solid now looks like this. Okay. So, it is a solid, something like a cone type, it is not cone, looks like that, right. So, on over this everywhere there is a circle now. Okay. That is how it looks. Then we want to find the volume of this. So, all that we have to do is compute this cross sectional area. It is the disc whose diameter is given by this length. So, this length is running from y to this point on the curve. So, that is x equal to 0 to x equal to root 5 y square. For any point y, that is its length. So, its length will be root 5 y minus 0. Okay. It is really root 5 y. Okay. X equal to root, it is y equal to root 5 x square. So, x is equal to it is not root 5 y, right? Then but we have root 5 y here. So, this diameter is really root 5 y. So, that means what is the parabola? It is x equal to root 5 y or y equal to 5 x square, right. So, y equal to 5 x square, not root 5, y equal to 5 x square. So, that you can write x equal to root 5 y is the correct one. Okay. Root 5 times y square. So, let us take the parabola as x equal to root 5 y square, instead of complicating it with y equal to so and so on. It is just the parabola is x equal to root 5 y square. So, once you have x equal to root 5 y square, so I have a correction here. We have the parabola as x equal to root 5 y square, not y equal to, there is a typo. So, with this we find the diameter to be this point minus that 0, that is root 5 y minus 0, and cross sectional area is a of y, it is 5 by 4 diameter square, which is 5 by 4 root 5 y minus 0 square, 5 by 4 pi y fourth. Now, the volume of the solid, which is having all circular disc here, right. So, that volume will be equal to integral 0 to 2 a y dy, which is 0 to 2, already y equal to 0 to 2, 5 by 4 pi y fourth dy. So, y fourth as 5 y fourth gives you y fifth, and we have pi by 4 evaluated at 0 to 2. So, that gives you 8